5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I think we're live. Tony D, Ted Hicks.
What's good? What's good?
Late Night Parents. We're back. All right, so it's been a week since we last chatted. How are you doing? What's new in your world, Tony D?
Chilling, bro. Busy day, but I'm chilling. What's happening with you?
Every day is a busy day for you.
You're right.
Tonight's episode is a guy I used to know.
Uh-huh.
Who that guy is? Hopefully we'll get to it during this episode. Don't know if JoJo is coming to tonight's stream. Don't know if Brian TX will be joining us. Tony D is here. Tony D. Oakland A's are moving to Las Vegas. Are you happy, sad, or Fireman Rich? How you doing?
Rich is on the prowl now.
Rich is on the prowl. Yo,
Rich is on the prowl
before
now.
we even talk about the A's, yo, I'm gonna tell you this much. When Rich was working, I loved the 5:30 a.m. broadcast. And it got to the point where I would turn it on at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and it would already be on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, he's been on for 5 minutes.
He ain't early no more now. He ain't got to get up early no more. He was 6 o'clock yesterday.
What's going on with that?
Living that good life. The Oakland A's going to Las Vegas. The city of Oakland and the fan base got played out.
They got played out.
Yeah, the athletes was like, one of the athletes said the city and the fan base deserves better. They're right. The football team's going now, the baseball team's gone. It's like for us, if the Mets left New York, we would be heated. For Queens, that's all we got. For Oakland, they had the A's and they had the Raiders. So now the A's are going to Vegas, which as a business I understand, but for your fan base, you left your loyalists hanging. The football team left twice. Now your baseball team is going out. They got to roll with San Francisco. And from what I understand, San Francisco and Oakland don't roll with each other's teams like that. That's like me. I have to go Yankees afterwards. I'm going to be heated. I'm cussing the Yankees out, but then I'm going to be in the game, sitting in the stands, trolling them every time they play somebody.
Think about the city of Oakland. They went from having the Warriors. They went from having what's the name? The Raiders. They went from having soon the A's are leaving, and I'm sure whatever WNBA team expansion team is going to go to.
Jeez, what's good?
Jeez, what's going on? Is going to go to San Francisco. Helen,
what's up, Helen? How you doing? Yeah, I don't know if they'll put a WNBA team in Oakland.
No. I'm saying they're going to go to the Bay Area. They're going to go to San Francisco. They're going to go. They're not coming to Oakland.
San Francisco. Do they have room for another team up there? Would be my question in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they already have a WNBA team in Vegas. So I'm thinking if you want one out west, it's going to have to be in Frisco.
I'll give you another city that's notorious for picking up expansion teams.
Go ahead.
Birmingham.
Alabama?
Yep. Notorious. XFL teams, AAF teams, USFL as of right now.
Jeeves. Hey,
so
when I was in Panama City, I heard I was very, very close to Alabama. Is that the truth?
Yes. Maybe
2 hours?
Hour and a half, 2 hour drive. Beach to the state line, yes.
Okay.
And I worked down there for 2.5 years, so yeah.
It's beautiful down there, Tone. You told me it was going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you didn't see Destin Fort Walton for real, did you?
No.
Right along Highway 98.
Was there.
But yeah,
It was great. It
yeah.
was. I felt refreshed. It
Well,
wasn't
we
that
got
jam
away from
packed,
New York.
but it was before.
You got away from New York. That's what that was.
It was before spring break. Also,
It was before spring break. And that city's dead without spring break. That
it was.
city's
It was
dead.
great. It was dead.
It was not. You don't want that.
We went down to the beach. It was great. It was a great 5-6 days. Was down there. So
cool.
Thank you once again for giving me a heads up on what's what.
Absolutely. But yeah, the A's going to Vegas, great business move, disrespectful to the fan base. Whoever goes to Oakland next, I don't know how you're going to be received. Yes, they won a team, but they got played out by sports franchises so much. God help you.
Just after this stream, look and see how old that stadium is and the jockeying back and forth.
I remember that city, yes. I remember that. And they said that before. They wanted to do something with the baseball stadium and the football stadium. I think both of them were old stadiums. Unless they changed the Oakland one when they went to LA the first time.
Hey, I'm just read the comments real quick. So we have Fireman Rich saying he made it to the broadcast. Very good. He's still doing the morning broadcast. Mm-hmm. Only 30 minutes sleeping in. Because it got to the point where he started peaking at the 40 to 50 minute mark. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Man, he was trying to be interactive with the chat and he would get diverted. Rich, I know what you was doing. I was happy for you because you was trying to interact with the people. You was getting a kick out of it. He was starting to enjoy himself more instead of just following the format. I remember I had talked to him about it before, so he was trying it. But big ups to Rich, man. Rich is he was on in the chat with us last night on Nonsensical Nonsense. He enjoyed himself. He's getting the kick out of
Air Force Base. That is true. Yep.
Yeah. That's where I worked there for 2 years. I worked down there for 2 years as a cop. Don't be surprised I'll start that 515 or 5%. What's up, Carmen? How you doing, lady?
Carm. What's going on? Was loving the broadcast. I'll catch it the full part on the replay, but I will tell you this much. Tone.
Yes, sir.
Didn't we talk maybe a few months ago about call centers going away, you not being able to dial a number to get help, all of this type of stuff? We didn't talk about that? I'm sure we did.
I don't remember. And I hate to say that.
We talked about it, and they talked about it tonight. And they were talking that Carmen and or Rick were talking about their experiences with the 1-800 support, how it's lacking, non-existent, and also, never.
Why would I accuse you of stealing him? Nah, you didn't steal nothing. She tripping.
Please.
She tripping.
But it's so true because I'll tell you this much, Tone. Not that you cared to hear about it. Maybe Carmen cares to hear about it. And or Helen and G's and Fireman Rich. I was changing the cylinder on the door, okay, with the security company that for my own door. I was changing the cylinder, so installed it, set everything up, connected it to the internet and everything else like that.
Rick Costa was good.
And the only support they were offering was chat support. No phone support. Meaning I'm texting back with the person while I have the door lock, trying to enable it while trying to connect it to the security system. And I was just like, how does this even make sense?
Have you seen
Rick, what's going on?
Have you seen the story on AI taking over everything? And it's not good.
It's already taken over.
Yeah, it's about to get worse.
Everything is automated before you get to a real person.
Apparently, that new Drake album is an AI album, and that ain't good for the industry.
Had to make several phone calls this morning and was talking to an AI voice. Man, the world we live in now. What are you talking about? You know? Good.
It had to have been
just think about it.
Yeah.
Rick and Carmen and everyone else. You're up here. We're up here, a bunch of 50-year-olds. So we know about the world we used to live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it an actual person or one of those virtual assistant BS chats? I initially was talking to a BS chat, and then I went nutso, and they actually gave me someone who was there working with me, because I was like, okay, I've done all your party tricks and everything else like that. Robots patrolling Times Square now, I see. Okay, this is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. You know what we'll do next week? I think we're gonna open up the floodgates, because usually we do a very self-contained in our own multiverse. I think it might be time to open up the multiverse of madness next week. If you're game, I'm game. We do it. We open it up. We put the link in the chat. If you want to jump up here and join, you can.
Okay, I'm jumping on my soapbox. A tip of gear. All of y'all are finally listening to me.
You heard of McDonald's in Texas. Wait, hold on. This thing is going too quick now.
You heard about the McDonald's in Texas that's going to have no humans in it.
It's a different world. And it's not
Rich
just the name of the TV
that's right,
show.
I said it. Everybody's finally starting to listen to me. You can have your own broadcast.
Confused. What does that mean?
You can have the chat. Mean? They don't know what you're talking about with opening the floodgates. You can have your broadcast. You can have the chat. You can start paying attention to the chat. You get something out of it. Then you're going to want to start bringing people up to add more content.
I think next week we're going to want some people to come up. Come up and join us. Come on up, join us. And we'll do it, and we'll set it up like that. But
it'll be fun to me if you ask me. It'll be fun. I always look forward to doing that. Even when I did the fantasy football broadcast, I was looking for you all to be contributory to the entire broadcast.
Right.
The typing and people putting the comments up there, absolutely. When you got your original format,
right,
and you want to get the points across before everybody starts giving their opinions, fully 100% understand. And that goes to any and everybody out there. Quite frankly, when I would broadcast with Izzy and Petty, that's what they would do. I would be in the comments listening, and then they would invite people up afterwards, and we can elaborate on what was originally brought up. It's like doing a research paper. You got your thesis, you make your points, then you bring the body up, and then when it's all over, you do the conclusion. That's a format that I used to always like. Of course, and I'm guilty of doing what everybody else did with my music broadcasts. Remember when I first started, you would always ask me, when am I going to start taking requests?
Yes.
I was like, not yet, because I wanted to get my flow going.
Okay.
I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted it to be set up. I didn't want the requests to come in and start throwing me off. So none of you were wrong. And yeah, I did kind of want to throw that out there because I was always saying that, and I always got accused of not doing my own thing and always wanting everybody around. I really think, as far as live streaming, like we all do, and I will say all of us, we all up here do live stream. Of course, we got something we want to say. Of course, we want to be heard. And we are always willing to entertain any outside thoughts, ideas, or opinions, respectable, grown debates, not necessarily arguments. What we want to avoid is the arguments. Throwing the link in the chat, not a problem. I'm always game for that.
Got it.
You try to keep a time frame. That would be the only thing I would say. You try to keep a time frame within 30 minutes. I got no problem with that. You've been like that for 2 years that I've been broadcasting with you. Rich, when you do your morning show, you always had it set for 30 minutes. You out of there, you done. Carmen, when you do your show, you have no intention of being more than 30 minutes. And it's hilarious. I understand it. I fully get it. Sadie, how you doing?
Sadie.
Helen, when you do your broadcast, you have your flow, you have your format. You are not diverting from that at all, period.
That's
Genius, when you
good.
do your thing, you can interact with everybody when you broadcast. Me, I can broadcast, bring out my points, respond to the comments, give you an answer to any question you have, elaborate on the topic that you have with a quick debate, and keep going with the form. I fully get it. I am so game to all of us getting up in here and carrying conversation with no problem, Ted. You have no idea. Rick, you do yours, and you're really on the religious tip. You don't even really get many arguments or debates in your broadcast. Your broadcasts are pretty smooth, and everybody's pretty much in agreement because everybody's on the same mentality with no challenges. It's actually very respectful when you do yours.
Tony, can I divert for 1 minute?
Sure.
Rich,
I didn't mean to take so
I will. No. We can go back to that. I just want to say to Rich, there's something crazy about going into a McDonald's and you see next to no workers and you see a kiosk where you can order from.
You know where that came from?
Where did that come from?
Because when everybody wanted a pay raise, they said if you get a pay raise, you're going to have less workers. What happened?
I went to the McDonald's with my son. This is a few years back. And we walked in there and I was just like, okay, where's the workers? Where's what you're used to seeing? It was kiosks.
All the workers are on the grill and the drive-thru. All of them.
Helen says Japan.
Yeah, she says Japan. I think it was like that over there before too. They've been doing that for a minute. I did hear that Japan was already doing a lot of things automated. They are way more advanced and ahead of times and technology than we are. I think they are. I've heard that a lot over the past 20 years. I've had friends that went over there. It was like, you wouldn't believe it over here. But
Got it.
A lot of the fast food chains, Walmart has more self-checkouts. CVS has more self-checkouts. Walgreens has more self-checkouts. When you ask for a pay raise, they said they were going to have less workers and more automated. Amazon had built a warehouse. They promised 200 jobs. What they wound up doing was putting a lot of automated machines in there instead of hiring people. This work is now on the yes, about 75%. Yes. And I see it. I do see it. You're not wrong. With McDonald's, you had the cashiers. And let's be real, we all see the cashier fights on the internet now.
Yes.
Now they got everybody on the grill. They got everybody in the drive-thru. Here's my only problem. We got so many automated systems. Why the hell the service slow down? And how is
I want to just share this really quick. This was,
sir.
If not 2 or 3 Saturdays ago.
Yes.
It was maybe 9 p.m. at night Eastern time. I walked in to listen to the whole term. I walked into BJ's wholesale store.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? You got to say the whole name because you say I walked into a BJ, and you're like, "Oh, you walked into a BJ." You know. I walked into the store. I put 2 24 packs of Gatorade and 1 maybe 40 pack of water. Mm-hmm. There were no cashiers open. I went to no cashiers open at nighttime. You had to scan your stuff. I scanned the Gatorade twice and the water once. Guess what? When I was showing my receipt, the Gatorade was scanned once. And then you get the 100 million questions. And it just got to the point, and I try not to get indignant and everything like that. I said, where are the cashiers to do this?
They quit.
I said, and the person told me.
They don't do their job either. They ain't happy with their job.
The person told me, I said, where are the cashiers to do this? I said, you guys doing the work for you. Mm-hmm. I said, it didn't scan. What do I do? Oh, you got to go over to the customer service. So I walked over to customer service, and it was this whole big to-do. And I said, listen, I'm really not trying to walk out with a Gatorade, a 24-pack of Gatorade. So when I walked back, I made the purchase. I walked back to the same person that was checking the tickets, and that's when I asked them, where are the cashiers? Where are the physical people that used to do this job? And the only thing they said to me, everything is changing. And I said, okay, but you're still not answering the question. and they were like, I don't know. Handed me back my receipt, and I walked out.
Cashiers don't want to work at Walmart, Walmart, Sam's, BJ's, Costco. They don't want to work it no more. We had a super Walmart open up in Montgomery back in the late 90s, early 2000s. After the first night, 200 people quit. I was talking to a guy about it when I used to work at the track. And now a lot of these late night Walmarts, I'll go ahead and say it, since a lot of them are getting robbed, they're not staying 24 hours anymore. The super centers aren't staying 24 hours. The smaller Walmarts already lose to the super centers. The super centers are losing money, so everybody's going everywhere else. But people don't want to be cashiers no more. They don't want to be customer service no more. And I don't blame them, because people come in there with all their damn demands, swearing up and down the customer's right. And every time you get a question, if you want to answer, they don't like your answer, the first thing they're going to do is ask for the manager. What the hell you want to do that job for? If people learn how to talk to, and respect each other, you will get the same reciprocation.
Right. But what happens in a situation where most of these stores nowadays has more self-checkouts than actual cashiers?
They got cameras. They got to go back and look at the video. You know, when you go to self-checkout, you're right there on camera. They also got one sitting there watching you come to the register.
Right. But what I'm saying is that's not helping the situation. It's helping their bottom line. That's about it. It's not helping you.
I haven't had any major issues like what you're saying, but I know that it happens.
Oh yeah, I can tell you. I didn't even text you guys that night when it happened, because I was just like, what the just happened?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I go to self-checkout, I check my items out slowly. I'll make sure it's on the screen before I put it in the bag. I am the tour. I'll go up there. Doop, doop. I'll make sure it's up there. Because CVS, I went one time and one of the items didn't scan. Because you notice, if you have an item that wasn't scanned, it'll tell you it's going to call an attendant, and an attendant comes and checks it out. I feel sorry for that attendant when they still check out registers if all those registers crash. Yeah, Jeeves, I do that. I do that because I don't want that situation.
So Carmen says, devil's advocate, this is also about technology and growth, right? Change is a good thing, but I think ultimately the less people they have to employ, the better for their bottom line, the better for their investors and the board of trustees and stuff, Carmen.
Profit margin.
I'm with you on it. But I just think it's just So what happens to the 1 million cashiers that we had across the food industry, the grocery industry? What happens to those positions?
I think a lot of them quit. From a lot of what I've seen, they quit. Don't nobody want to be a cashier anymore. They want a better job. Their job wasn't paying enough in the first place, and the damn sure wasn't paying some of the headache that they were going through, and they will tell you that.
Helen says they wouldn't need an attendant if they were on the till ringing stuff through. Yes. She said, I'll be honest, I refuse to self. Yeah. It was.
I jump in that line quick.
So, okay.
And I bag my own groceries.
Tone in America, it was tax day was the 18th.
Yeah.
I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
Yesterday, actually. Tuesday. Excuse me, Tuesday.
Tuesday. But guess what?
What's that?
Now, I'm just only going to speak about New York. Sure. I'm not going to speak about anything else.
I'm serious, Carmen. I jump in that self-checkout quick. I look at them lines. I look at the open register. See, people forgot. Those of us from the 80s, some of us who were guys used to look at working in supermarkets, and we used to bag our groceries for our parents. It ain't nothing for me.
Tone.
Yes, sir.
So the IRS officially changes the tax deadline for New York State? From April 18th to May the 15th.
Y'all got
but
lucky.
Here's the big catch. Only in 5 counties.
What, the 5 best counties in the state? The 5 best counties in the state?
Erie, Genesee, Niagara, St. Lawrence, and Suffolk County. Not Nassau, where I live, but the next county over in Suffolk County. That was due to a storm that hit and everything else like that. Those are the only counties that, other than that, you had to have your taxes done. Do you do your taxes? Do you have someone else do them? What's your take on that?
I have somebody else do them.
Okay.
I'm actually going to file single myself this year, which is something I haven't done over a decade. I'm not even mentally properly prepared for it. And one of my former coworkers, she just started her own service. I told her I'm gonna help out this year. She gave me some stuff to look into and give her my stuff. So I got to get back into that game. And then I have some new responsibilities now.
Okay.
Because I'm working on being a homeowner. I've never had to do all of that craziness. So this is going to be a brand new world for me. Carmen says I can't go to the self-checkout because I always have liquor with me. In California, they don't let you use self-checkout with wine. Huh.
Really?
I know.
Is that because you have to show your ID?
Yeah, you got to show your ID and then
over 21.
They do that here. They do that here too. You got to show your ID and then type your birthday in. You got to prove your age. Helen says after 10 p.m. they don't have any cashiers at all. It's all self-service. That's not everywhere here. They are starting to do that in a lot of supermarkets if they're open. Because if you got self-service late night, there's nothing to stop people from stealing either, except for that alarm, and they're going to run. California got tax stages till October because of the disasters we've had here, but it's only in the certain areas. Yeah, y'all have had some major disasters in California. I don't even know how that state's still there. That whole state should have burned down by now. Y'all been on fire since 2003.
Oh,
Literally. I went to Vegas in 2003. San Diego was on fire, and we saw the smoke coming toward us. Y'all still on fire now. I don't know what the hell is left in Los Angeles. She said, Lord, you know I ain't lying. And I know you'll Google it. Get to work.
So Rich is saying reason for the tax extension, Rich, if you're asking for the reason, it's due to a storm that took place December 22nd to December 28th of 2022.
Gotcha.
California is huge. I haven't seen a fire since I've been here. Okay, it's because the big Christmas storm that affected. Yes. Gotcha. That's the deal with that.
Rick says, where was it at? The more things get digitized, the more actual people will be needed. I think with a lot of the digital, they need a lot of computer people, and they're also going to need a lot of people who can maintain the machines. Those jobs, I believe, will open up a lot.
Listen,
yes.
I'm gonna tell you this much. When I first started in IT 25 years ago, there used to be an army of us in specific focus areas. That army has shrunk to the point where. Say it again.
Has it really?
It really has. I'm telling you, an army of techs to the point where I would say it's shrunk by about 40%.
Wow. Why? And I think we talked about this before.
Well, more with less. They want you to know more. Hey, that specific role is not, it becomes like time slicing, where that's not a 40-hour shift or a 37.5-hour shift. That's maybe 15 to 20 hours. So let's squeeze that 15 to 20 hours into your existing portfolio. Yeah.
More work, less time.
More work, more for less. It's about the bottom line. That's what it's about.
My question to you, being in that industry, would be how much of the job reduction came from customer complaints?
Well, in the 90s, it was,
Well, 90s wasn't that bad.
well, no, in the 90s, it wasn't as fluent. You didn't have to have those specific skills. Whereas today, it's a part of your skill set. You must know these specific applications and programs.
Yes. Carmen, I don't see different color. Let me look on Twitch. Oh, you can set that color up yourself on Twitch. You can set the color of your own name. Because I think I did that on mine.
I have a question. There's no dumb questions. I have a question. What's the reasoning for the different colors of people's names here in the chat? Also, maybe it could be some people are watching through YouTube, some people are watching through Twitter, some people are watching through. Could it be that?
People are watching through Twitter, but you can set your own color on your name on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
You can set your own color. I mean, Twitch, excuse me. I keep saying Twitch. I meant Twitch. I caught myself on another broadcast saying Twitter, and I meant Twitch, and vice versa. I get the two of them mixed up because I talk about both so much.
Oh, okay. Tone.
Helen says it also makes it easier to distinguish each comment.
Oh, okay. I tell you this much: this stuff, the chat is popping to the point where I'm just like,
I mean, I don't want to be. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's like everybody heard what I was saying before. If you want people to like, share, subscribe to what you got to do the same with everybody else.
Well, yes, I agree with you.
I've seen the in the past week.
I agree with you.
Seen it, and I'm not gonna lie. This is what I wanted all of us to be doing. We should all have numbers off of each other alone. We really should. Carmen, you got 3-4 platforms going on your broadcast like I do on mine. There's no way in the hell, no damn reason you shouldn't have at least 100 people watching you. And you're on at a reasonable hour. No damn reason.
Well, we need to get you an affiliate on here, so you should have had it ages ago, Tony.
That goes to all of us. She's correct. I got mine. She's correct. All of us should at least be affiliate on Twitch. All of us.
Fireman Rich says, we're getting there, Tony. We're getting there.
I know. No, I mean you kid. He'll have it after the night.
One other thing. Tone, what does this mean to you? The Google may lose the search on Samsung devices to Microsoft Bing. Does that mean anything to you? Is that huge to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Google and Android were hand in hand since day one. They've been hand in hand since day one. Why the change? And when did the Android system first start?
A very long time ago.
No, here's my thing. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Has it been 20 years?
Yeah.
That's why. Every 20 years, all these corporations switch everything.
Okay.
So Bing is the second largest search engine behind Google, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you're correct.
Yes, that's why. Apple already has Safari, and Safari ain't going nowhere. You have the option to put Google on your Apple device if you want to, but you should stay with Safari because you're on Apple, and Safari is pretty much the most secure search engine out there. People can't stand it because it doesn't work everywhere. It doesn't pull up everything.
Samsung is the world's leading smartphone maker. Period. And it's considering making the switch, putting it at risk. $3 billion in annual revenue for Google.
Smoke was good.
Say it again.
Smoke just popped up.
Smoke, what's going on? Bing's threat to Google search dominance has grown more credible in recent months with the addition of OpenAI's technology to provide ChatGPT-like responses to queries.
And also, Google is under fire for what they're doing with the information they got from everybody. Remember, they had to go before Congress.
Smoke, what's going on?
Because they got a lot of people's information, and that information was being sold. They had to face an inquiry about that. So Bing is up next. You still have the ability to search Google using Google Chrome browser on the phone. Yes. You can pick up all the search engines as apps within themselves. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rick says, Ted, have a big fight on here with your wife and you'll get affiliate real quick. Smoke, what's going on? Look who's in the building.
Yo.
Jojo.
What's happening, y'all?
What up?
Good.
Jojo, what is going on?
Not much, man. Just chilling, living, doing things, work. Weather's crazy. Weather don't know whether I want to be cold or hot. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Your background starting to look like mine, Jojo, for real.
Huh?
Your background looking like mine. You're starting to go in and out.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Joint acting up, yo. I'm disappearing and reappearing. How's everybody doing? Yeah.
We're doing good.
You came in the door right when we finished.
You know the one question I had for you.
Yep.
Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I'm not talking about anything else except that. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let me tell you. That's Saturday. Y'all know the deal. It's Saturday. A lot of people picking Tank Davis. It's a big fight. It's a fight needed for boxing because both of these dudes are in their prime right now. It is gonna do. I think it's gonna do big numbers. I hope it does big numbers. Should do big numbers. Tank is the favorite, Tank. Tank is the favorite of the two. Tank is the better skilled of the two. Ryan's the faster hands of the two. Both of these dudes are decorated. You know what I mean? Tank got more KOs. What is his record? Like 28 and 0, 26 KOs, I think. Something like that. It's like 20 something with 20 some KOs, right? Ryan Garcia got a couple KOs under his belt as well. There's a lot of holes in Ryan Garcia's defense, though, that a lot of people see that Tank is going to exploit. You know what I mean? If you want to go down, you'll say Tank Davis has the better footwork. Ryan Garcia has the faster hands. The big question is, though, who's going to be able to catch who? We talk about this 10-pound weight clause, this rehydration clause in the contract. We mentioned it last week. So they're going in. It's a 136-pound fight. No titles on the line. So they'll rehydrate to 146. They can't get no bigger. It looks like, they're trying to take every advantage that Garcia can have away. But in the same way, that boy's hands are still going to be fast. Tank Davis has the better lateral movement of the two. He moves from side to side and back and forth, where Ryan Garcia only moves backwards and forwards, which is so weird for a kid his age that's young and has the type of power that he has. Does all those issues. He has those problems. He has defensive problems because he don't necessarily tend to block properly. You know what I mean? You got Tank Davis that has defense more formulated like Floyd Mayweather has. He does that shell defense. What's it they call it? That Philly shell, is it? Yeah. It's a Philly shell. I think Cincinnati used to have it too. But yeah, it's pretty much when you throw the shoulder out there and use the shoulder to protect your chin. You also move, so you can really use one hand to block one side while you have your shoulder to protect the other. It comes in handy, especially when you want to block like you want to fade off from like the backhand punches a lot better, more so than the jabs. Because if the jab comes, you block. You can put your guard up, block the jab. Somebody tries to throw something big, you wind off, or you use your shoulder to evade the jab, and when the big hand comes, you have your big protector up there. Tank Davis has the high guard, which is more better. Ryan Garcia tends to drop his hands. Now Garcia's been talking about he's getting the power to develop in his right hand, but everybody knows when Ryan tries to throw with his right hand, he drops his left hand real low. And when he does that, that leaves options for big punches to come out of nowhere, especially if you're Tank Davis and you're a southpaw. He's not going to take that hard. Tank uses that jab pretty damn well. So every time Garcia's going to try to pump that hand, things not there. And that boy could throw his leaping hooks and whatnot. Tank Davis, since Ted Davis is a southpaw, Tank got a powerful leaping left hook, man. That thing puts people to sleep, but he also has his right hooks as well and the uppercut that put mofos in hot water, pretty much. Thing with Ryan Garcia's left hand is like, I don't know, the touch of God or something like that, because you always see him, he snaps it off. It's either the left hook, the big left, his lead left. He uses it either as the big lead left hook or the counter hook. And he always catches somebody walking in. That's the one thing. Even though he has defensive flaws, he knows how to trap people using his certain movement and certain patterns that he does where he stalks and forces guys to come in or engage and overcommit, and he catches them. But Ryan Garcia tends to throw a little bit a little crazy, where he tries to step in and try to make himself long, and that's not a good idea against a guy like Tank, who's the shorter, faster guy on the feet. Gonna be a very interesting fight, though. We didn't mention it's a 12-round fight. It's headlining up there on the card there. That same card got throwback Gabriel Rosado on the card. So I'm looking forward to that, as well as David Morrell defending his title against Yamaguchi Falcao in a 12-round fight for the WBA super middleweight title, the regular super middleweight title. But it's the hot fight on the streets right now. You know what I mean? It is because MMA is gonna be showing, but when MMA is done, you got all the time in the world to watch that fight. And UFC and Bellator decided to put cards on the same night as Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and it's like you got to catch either one or the other, but make sure you have your time of the night to watch Garcia Davis. It's gonna be a fun one, man. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
Joe, does that make any sense? I'm sure each of those cards, each of those promotions, Bellator, UFC, of course, with boxing, which is going to be, an international event for, Davis versus Garcia. But what does that do for the consumer? What does that do for the viewer?
Well, it's like this. I know a lot of people nowadays, when you want to watch boxing, if you want to pay, you want to pay to watch the whole card, you got to come on at 8 o'clock to watch that card. At the same time, I think the main card for the UFC that's on ESPN Plus is going to be out there. So it's kind of like, oh boy, I got to watch through this UFC thing where this boxing is on. But I know some people they order boxing, but just to watch the co-main and the main events. That's the thing. So, it's kind of like, ooh, they wouldn't do this on a pay-per-view. Lord, no, they wouldn't do this on the pay-per-view because Dana White is a boxing head as well. Some people don't know that. Even though Dana White, he runs the organization of the UFC, that man does not miss big-time boxing fights. More than likely, he will probably either be there or he's going to skip early and go to the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight. I think their card is going to be, it's gonna be right there in Las Vegas. So yeah, he'll be there for the whole show probably, and then dip early, go right around the corner, and then they'll catch Davis. Oh, actually no, he'll probably more than likely travel. My fault, because it's in California. So yeah, he'll dip early. He'll dip early, and they'll go over there watch the Tank Davis fight more than likely. But yeah,
because Davis and Garcia is going to be at T-Mobile in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, no, it's going to be in California.
Oh, it's going to be in California.
Yeah. What's Wait, hold on. No. Yeah, you're right. It isn't. It's in it's in Vegas.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, T-Mobile. You're right. Yeah. So it'll be right around the corner. So he'll make his rounds. He'll go bet and do his thing. You know what I mean? Make sure nobody sees him bet. But yeah, he'll be out there.
So if help us, some of us novice bettors. If you were initially just, itching to make a bet, what would be some of our options?
If you wanted to make a bet on this fight, you can make the win. You go and bet Davis. You take Davis for the clear win. You're trying to look for money. You probably look for Davis getting it done within the later rounds, probably. Between the 8 and 12 rounds, the later rounds. I know sometimes people want to put money, early money. They want to put things in the earlier rounds. I'm not sure about that. The way Ryan Garcia fights, and now he's with Joe Goosen. He's going to be in there a lot smarter. For folks that don't know Joe Goosen's been in the fight game for years. That man is super fresh now. All he does is wear suits. You wouldn't even know that man's a trainer. The way he dresses and looks at fights, man. But yeah, long time boxing trainer. He got Ryan prepared more than likely. I'm gonna say between the later rounds, 8 going on. I say 8 and up. Is where you're probably gonna see your money at, because Tank, as I mentioned, Tank is gonna come in as the heavy favorite. Yeah, he's gonna be the heavy favorite. If you want to sprinkle something on Ryan Garcia, because it could be that type of fight, you could do the crazy safe way where you gamble on both sides, where you're like, hey, I'll take Garcia 8-12, I'll take Davis 8-12, you know what I mean? And see where it goes. Yeah, the later round KO, TKO, whatnot, and see where that goes. You could do that.
What about the putting some heavy money on the money rounds, 11 and 12? Would you tell like the novice bettor stay away from that, or would you tell them, you know what, in this type of fight, go for it?
Ooh,
I think I would go 9 and 10.
I would have to take those later rounds. You could take 9 and 10. I would go those later rounds though. Take the later rounds. There's probably money on the decision. Maybe. I think.
I'm not gonna lie. How many rounds is the fight supposed to be?
12.
12.
It's supposed to be 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Most matches don't last that long, even though they're in their prime, and we already know it probably won't go that long, correct?
We
not much.
don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would hope for Tank to get him out of there, but I find it highly unlikely for Tank to be able to get him out of there early.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna be a feeler situation. And there'll probably be crazy money on if this goes to a decision. That could happen as well. Because of the way these guys are skilled, then you also gotta think like, is there what you call it, because you got to fight like this. There's also money in the rematch, so you got to think about that too in the outskirts of the world. And if these guys are gonna come in there and they're gonna play a tactical game where they're just using the jabs and they're just using the light movement and make it a decision game, then if it's that type of situation, then you're like, oh crap, So you got to try to play it very, very to the chest. You know what I mean? All right. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you something. Here's how crazy this is, right? Gervonta Davis winning by a decision is plus 500. So for every $100 you put in, you're gonna get back 500. For every 100 you put in, right? For Ryan Garcia to win by decision, a technical decision, it's plus 800.
Wow.
For Ryan Garcia to win by KO or TKO or DQ is plus 300. But Tank Davis you get minus 140 if Tank Davis wins by KO or TKO or disqualification. This is the type of thing I'm talking about where it's kind of crazy, man. Where you're going to go Davis by decision. You could go Ryan Garcia by decision and sit and just weigh your options. But you also have the even crazier bets like this. If Tank Davis won by disqualification, it's plus 10,000. So for every $100 you put in there, and then you have if Ryan Garcia wins by majority decision, that's plus 4,000. Ryan Garcia to win by split decision is 2,200. 2,200 plus 2,200. There's a lot of money to be made on Garcia's side, so you're gonna see some wild people try to go and bet. Yeah, I know. You see what I mean?
You see the look on my face, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see people gonna try to bet Garcia because Garcia kind of gives you those chances. But there's money to be made if this goes to a decision and Tank Davis wins. If it goes by a split decision, a unanimous decision is plus 700. A split decision is plus 1,800. A majority decision is plus 2,800. Usually when big fights like this happen and you got to go for the bet, you may see a decision outlook. And when it's a decision, it can either be a split decision or a majority decision, especially of this magnitude of this fight.
Your $4,000 odds and your $2,200 odds that you just said, or the two I would take. The two I would take.
So it's kind of crazy with the magnitude of these things, man. You go out there with $1,000 and you betting on the decision for one of these guys, you got a chance of coming out with car money. Like you literally could just go and go get yourself a brand new vehicle. Like, yo, I could go out there with, let's say I bet this decision, a split decision or a majority decision, and I put 10,000 on that. I'm coming out with Mercedes money. Like that's how crazy this is. This year, Mercedes money. Like, come on now, this is bonkers. And the odds of it going into decision is that type of fight, man. Because we see how certain guys deal with. Yeah, he said Social Security be knocking them out.
That's what you came to.
Rich is funny.
When they to Social Security, Rich, everybody be hitting us up. This one,
oh my
this
God.
one, this Social Security, all of them, everybody coming.
Yeah.
So
you're right. That's why I can't play no high numbers like that. I know exactly. I agree. I had to learn gambling when I went to the dog track in Alabama. I would listen to these guys call all these odds out, talk all this craziness. Everything you just did, I'm not even calling you crazy. The weight, the jab, the arm length, the height, the age, the experience, the regular knockouts, the TKOs, everything. I'm like this. It took me like a year or two to finally halfway listen to that. That's why when you were saying everything, I was just sitting there calculating in my head. And I told everybody, I'm going to go ahead and say this too. Y'all realize gambling is legal and it's damn near taking over everything.
Yep.
Yes.
It's very obvious compared to how we used to be.
Yep.
Right now, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. Right now, the decision is going to be, how can we all make money and not lose? That's it. I'm calling round 9, round 10. That thing is over. I'll be crazy enough and call a TKO. And the underdog probably be the winner. Y'all put the numbers together. Let me know how it is.
I got one other question.
Underdog by TKO. So let's say
underdog is not going to be a full-blown knockout. It'll be a technical knockout, which kind of be like they stumble twice or whatever. Somebody lose their balance or somebody didn't make it all the way through. The referee had to call it or whatever. Yeah. About a 9th or 10th round. Yes.
Okay.
I don't see it going past 10 rounds. Fuck it.
Yeah, so let me put it to you this way. If Ryan Garcia was to win by KO TKO, and let's say you put that, say you get $1,000. Take $1,000, you come out with $3,000, $100,000. That's $300,000. You bet you win that right there.
They tripled their money, did they not?
Yes, let's say somebody put $4 million on that fight for Ryan Garcia to win by KO TKO. They're gonna come back with $4 million, $12 million. You talk about high bettors that are gonna put money on this joint. They're gonna come out with some really good pieces of change, man. But a lot of people who now you see that, and then you talk about those decisions, how those decisions could look for these guys. Well, we're talking about the thousands now.
That's where the shakers at. That's
that's crazy, man. So that's the thing. And we know how these boxing fights go. That's the thing, because it will get close. It will get dicey in those late rounds.
What's the man's name that was going off with Stephen A? Is it Teddy Atlas?
Yeah.
Yes. He was going off talking about how they were doing the gamble. They were putting the money under the table and everything. And Cass ain't thinking, yo.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. And that's why I say your money could go to a KO, but it could really fly with the way this fight is, the way these two guys are, to a decision.
Yep.
And if that's a decision, it will be a close fight where it's either a majority decision or a split decision.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, the money to be railed in if this becomes
Toby, how you doing?
The whole thing, JoJo, not being funny, the whole thing is how much can we get in the pot?
Yeah, I know.
We got to put it in the pot and then you'll disperse it afterwards.
Yeah.
So how are they going to raise the most money on this? Ted mentioned the rounds in the very first place. I agree with that. That's when I started thinking, how many rounds is this thing ain't going 12 rounds? It just might. Triple G Canelo damn near went the distance.
Yeah.
I'll sit back and say round 9, round 10. Underdog getting the TKO. I say that easy. You got everybody satisfied. You tired of a fight after the 7th round. Let's be real. unless you got the endurance and both of them are still holding their own.
Yeah, they're gonna be 2 young cats, man. 2 young cats. This is why I say it. It's a very tricky game because both of these dudes got KO power. Both of these dudes have improved a lot. Mm-hmm. It comes down to who's gonna be landing that critical punch, that critical blow. And if not, and they're playing tacticians, then it's like
expect tactician and endurance. You said they're both prime.
Yeah. Yep.
They're gonna be careful with their moves, and they're gonna be able to take their blows. I highly expect tacticians on that fight.
Yeah. And we also gotta put into why is this a big deal though? Because this is between 2 of the lightweight kings right now, as far as boxing is going.
Y'all said that the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. We got Tank Davis, you got Ryan Garcia, you got Vasily Lomachenko who's moving up. You got Shakur Stevenson. You got Haney. Devin Haney. You got Devin Haney, who is the lightweight king right now, walking around. And then you have who is it? The 6th guy. You could probably include Isaac Cruz in there. Or I forgot who's the other dude. There's another dude. I said that right? Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Haney, Shakur, Lomachenko. You probably could throw Isaac Cruz in there somewhere because he's flowing around. But there's a couple other dudes out there in the names too, man. But the Kings, man, the fight between the Kings. And everybody want a piece of everybody because everybody wants to fight Haney at some point. Yeah.
Everybody wants a piece of that. Word.
Hey, we're going to wrap this because we're going to keep it as close to an hour. I want to be cognizant of Tony D.
No, I appreciate
because
it.
There's been so many times we kept you on there, and the next morning I wake up and I'm like, I feel terrible.
Yeah, man. Tony got a lot, man.
No, because you got to go in early.
Yeah.
And
this was a busy day. I'm not going to front. This was busy. I had 2 Zoom meetings after work. I was doing stuff online as well. Yeah, I was rolling. I watched Carmen Shuts. I was going to be up in here. I always wait. So it popped up early. I was like, good. I'm going to go to bed half early. Nope.
Yes. So, Jojo, tell us about the new live stream / pod, your new show.
Oh, yeah. I'm running down events pretty much for the week for people who got access to things. I'm not doing none of the international kickboxing type joints, but for all the events that go through during the week, I started this show, a podcast somewhat, called The B-Sides of the Fight Game with Mr. B. I will sit there. I will slowly talk down these fight cards. I will give short, brief descriptions of the fights that go on during the week for your entertainment, the ones you could get to. And, yeah, man. So be on the lookout for those on Wednesday. I'm going to do those more in the afternoon because I realized when I try to do it at night on a Wednesday, because that's like my day, I'm like really, really sleepy. So I'm going to do it a little earlier. I'm going to do it earlier. And, yeah. So I did one yesterday. You could catch it. It's pretty much giving a description of the week and all the fights that are going on that you guys can find on ESPN Plus and Showtime, and whatnot. You know what I mean? All the MMA fights and the boxing bouts. I give descriptions and the breakdowns within some of the cards and talking about who's showing up, who's going to make a debut, the names, and what it means to the card and the whatever organization in itself, what it means for wins to happen over there. So that's my thing. It's Wednesdays. I'll probably start it now at 6 because I did that yesterday at 10:15. No, 10:30. So I'm gonna do it at 6, and I'll keep it like that. Yeah. Yes, indeed. But it was good though. So yeah.
I like that name. I remember when you asked us about it, I'm like, that's it. That's
B-sides.
it. You gotta roll with that, man. You gotta roll with that. I see you, Rich, man.
You
already
gotta
know.
roll with that.
Yeah.
You gotta roll
because
with
you when you think the B-side, I kind of think of any artist that we've loved.
Yeah.
And their main record, but usually when you flip that record and you hear and you're just like, oh my goodness, when was this? What? That's the B-side.
Yeah.
Make you want
pretty much.
Make you want it makes you want to dig more into the creator. I agree. Prince, the B-sides. Ice Cube, B-sides and bootlegs.
Yeah.
JoJo, B-sides.
Yeah, man, because you hear what everybody else says, like, because you hear people talk about the fights, but I want to give you an honest thought of the fights, you know what I mean, and what they mean and what these guys are about. So we talk it that way because everybody throws the same opinion about certain fights, but I want to just be a little bit more in depth and more critical on, giving both fighters or both whatevers, honest look. So that's why I decided the B-sides of the fight game.
Got it. Love the name, love the logo. I think you do another stream on Fridays.
Yes, sir. That's with Mike.
Right.
Cope's Corner, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. This is where we're gonna do the breakdowns of the MMA fights, the MMA cards, and betting tips. We do regular picks, we do bet picks, bet tips, and the breakdowns of the cards with the boy Mike Copenhaver, aka Cope. So that's it. Cope's Corner MMA, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. Yes, sir.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tony D, you're everywhere. Randomly broadcasting.
You want me to do this?
Pillar to Post.
You want me to do
6 a.m. to 5:59 a.m. Where can we find you?
You can find me at latenightparents.com with Ted Hicks, my man Ted right here. You can find me up here with JoJo. We do this on the weekly. It's been a couple of months we've been doing this, all right? You can find me on Sunday Smoke Podcast, my man Ace World. I'm up there normally with just me and him, but Star Child has popped up. Kimmy Kylie has popped up. A bunch of his travel homeboys popped up. I'll be there with him. You can catch me doing my own thing since people swear I don't do my own thing any damn way. The Random Multi-Broadcaster. Yes, I've been out here doing the music video thing, trying to mix it up, doing my own spin, taking the advice everybody told me. I appreciate it.
In these streets.
I actually had one of my coworkers tell me yesterday, he said, dude, I saw you was on the other night. He said, you crazy, but it was good. I said, listen, I just be having fun. Just let me know if you enjoy it or not. That's all I ask. If y'all enjoy it, just let me know, please. Yeah. Find me Nonsense for Nonsense Podcast with man Glick and Jeff Hawk. While we here, shout out to my man Fine Man Rich. Early mornings, morning coffee, 05:30 a.m. Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time. This man gets up with the Twitch. He got the music. He's doing this with the camera. It's hilarious. He got the hashtag on that. I appreciate him. Me and him been supporting each other on the random. And then we just started rolling for real over the past year. Rich, you already know, man. I got you. You got me.
Yeah,
I'm on Linktree, Tony D. Original. You will see my Twitch. You will see my Twitter. You will see my YouTube. I am trying to get all those numbers up, honestly.
Yeah.
I would request any and everybody out there, follow me on those. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm not going to be complicated and difficult. I lied. You can find me on Twitch, TONYTON72. You can find me on YouTube, TONYD7444. You can find me on Twitter, TONYTON163. You can find me on Instagram, TONYTON72. Damn it. And big ups to Information Man for when he does his show. Big ups to Brother Shannon when he does his freedom of media on YouTube. Follow all of everybody needs to follow each other. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it. Lady Lady 01, She got 365radio.co. She does her thing on Thursday afternoons. She does the synth music. Check her out. Jeeves is up here on Twitch. Mr. Twix, MR_TWIXXZ. Follow him. You got Rick Costa doing his thing every damn day for the past 7 years. Quoting the Bible. Giving you the good word. I'm here all day, every day. Y'all, I got a list of 14 shows of all of us used to be on Haps. How many of us actually follow and support each other? How many of us? Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to need you all to do the same. If I ain't going to do it, not tonight. No, this ain't my show. This is Ted's show. Sorry, latenightparents.com. I'm supposed to be calm up here. I'm supposed to be chill up here. Everybody follow and support each other. Carmen Lizette Suarez has just started doing it for the past couple of months. She's on YouTube. She up there with Rick Costa. She's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Carmen, get your Twitch set up. She's on Twitch too. She's doing her thing. See, Carmen, I got you too. Now. While you cooking dinner, I hope your onions burned. Randy Horton is up here on Twitch.
Oh, damn.
Damn time. He's all the damn time. Randy W. Horton. He has been the one with the highest numbers out of all of us. A lot of people can follow his lead. He will talk to any and everybody. He will carry any and every conversation. I've been up there with him too. Helen also has Jukebox Jury once a month. She does her show. She's up there with G's. She's up there with any other guest stuff. She does the little, I want to say it's similar to Gong Show for those of us here in the U.S. She'll play an independent artist. She gets the opinions and reviews, trying to get them out there. I like that idea. I'm not going to lie. You got James Garland out there. You got me doing the Bell Kings Fantasy Football League, normally on Sunday mornings during the regular season. Since it's been the off season, a lot of guys wanted me to do something. I don't have a problem with that. I'm waiting on the membership. I'm waiting on the league. All the members of the Bell Kings Fantasy Football League we all put together. Y'all come on and join us. Y'all come up here with the sports analysis. They want me to go beyond football and do other sports. I'm game. I can be there this Sunday. All the members in the league, y'all let me know. My man, Fireman Rich, he isn't even in the league, but he will cover sports. He came on as a guest. Glick has normally been up there as a guest. We've been doing it. Smoke has popped up every now and then. Ted pops up when he ain't busy. Ted's even busy on Sundays. It's out of control up here, y'all. It's out of control. We be doing the damn thing, man. Who I forget? Right. Mental Health Hour, Tim Conrad. Big ups to Tim Conrad in the gym when they doing anything. Who I forget? Coach Corner, my man, Mike Copenhagen. What's the last name?
Copenhagen.
Kopenhaver. KOPESKORNER on YouTube. Shout out to JoJo for the B-sides. He's starting this thing up. We're going to support JoJo too, damn it. We're going to. Who else we got? Random Rick be jumping in. I got everybody. Yeah, I had a list. Everybody who used to be on the platform with us and everybody that we picked up. This is like 14, 15 different broadcasts we all do. We should all be supporting each other. We got our own network, man. What we doing?
Lord.
We up in here for free. We paying for people to ignore us. Let's just stop it. Let's get this for real. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, you can even broadcast over there. You can broadcast on Amazon now. Rick is over there working. Rick, my man, Fireman Rich, working on kick.com. New platform, legit like Twitch. Oh boy. You got StreamYard. You got Restream. You got EVMux and EdMux. We all over. What are we doing?
Right.
We got all types of ways to expand easily and amongst each other. What are we doing? Appreciate it, Ted. I ain't mean to do so much. I ain't even had my liquor yet. Now I got to crack my beer.
Uh-oh.
Mic drop. Damn. Oh, Tony.
Cheers.
Background
on purpose. Cheers. I don't just talk about myself. I help everybody out there. What y'all doing?
Yes, sir. I want to thank you once again for a very active chat room.
Appreciate it.
We definitely do appreciate it.
Definitely. To everybody out there. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting my man Ted, the first man ever asked me to co-host with him. This is an honor. I'm serious. I've been wanting to do this since I was a teenager, man. Thank you. For real.
Yeah.
And this is Ted Hicks. We're out.
Good night, y'all.